Is this thing working? I think we're live. Kurt, I think we are live,
I
man.
don't believe you. Do not believe you.
Jesus, what a last few weeks, man. I had a hellish past few weeks, but it's been good, you know. It's been forgettable. Let's put it that way. It's been forgettable. We got the Lone Star Watch Collector not only joining us on the panel, but upvoted. Appreciate that. He comes in with the $2 saying, "Do your homework." Yes, sir. Got to do the homework. It's been hellish. We got Ari joining the panel. Thank you very much. How are
Of
you, Ari?
course. Wonderful. How are you?
Doing well, man. I appreciate you jumping on.
Of
We
course.
got Perth Luxury with the $2 saying, "Let's see who the screenshot gang is watching." I
Good
appreciate that, Perth.
start.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. I'm going to go grab some good scotch. I'll be right back.
Hey, that sounds good, man. Where do I begin? I feel like I haven't done one of these in so long. Like I haven't talked to anybody. I don't even know what to do. You know, it's Kurt, you're muted.
Good. So what happens? What do we do now? See, like I don't even know what
Right.
button to press. I've been gone for a week.
Yeah. So I guess let's start with the trip because I never really even got an opportunity to really talk about. I guess on this channel, the trip to Northern Ireland. Obviously, I went there for almost a week. Right. I was there from Tuesday to Saturday. Great time. Beautiful city. Really, really nice. It's great to meet obviously everybody that works at Pride and Pinion. Get to know a little bit more of the day to day. Obviously, given the fact that it is overseas and it's a completely new experience in that regard. So, pretty cool. Oh, here, I remember. I remember. I
Did
just
you?
need to mod Danger 1 second because he had that problem with his email. There we go. Alrighty, Danger, you're back modded. What's it called? Yeah, so I went to Ireland, and then what did I do? Man, it feels so like.
Did you find it? Did you find it livable? Did it feel like a place you could live?
Oh yeah, big time. It's not that different from Canada, to be honest with you. Like, listen, the accent is different, and like there's some nuances, right? Like
Mhm.
culture wise, if you will, but it's pretty much the same. Like, listen, Canada is still a British. It's a part of the British monarchy, right? We are a British country. We're part of the sovereign state, if you will. So to a certain extent, it was a lot of the same. The food is pretty much the same. The people are really easygoing, super friendly. It's more of a country like vibe, right? Very not. I don't want to say old fashioned. Old fashioned is probably the wrong word, but it's more like
Provincial?
yeah, it's more like the city. The city is very modern, right? But if
Got
you
it.
go like more towards the outskirts of the city, Nico kind of brought me to where he lives. It's very much like it's like forest, right? It's gorgeous. Nature, the landscapes are beautiful out there. We got Mike from IG Baz's Bezos joining the show. Appreciate you jumping on. We got Danger. I got you with the spanner. Yeah, I got you with the mod. I got you with the mod. We got MJ King joining us. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. I appreciate you jumping on. So yeah, so I was there for about 5 or so days. Lot of fun. The guys who are listed to get the God tier watches should be getting them soon. I think they're getting their shipment in soon. So that'll be good. And yeah, very fun time. Very fun time.
So you're relieved the week's over, Marco?
Yeah, the last 2 weeks were hell. When I got back from Ireland, I had so last week I had two midterms, and I had four projects altogether. So two presentations and then two papers. And then this week I had another midterm and another four projects, two presentations, two papers. It was like it got flooded. It was pretty awful. Yeah, it was completely awful.
I remember college. I want to forget college, so I get it.
We got Scott joining the show. Hope you're doing well, Scott. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Scott.
So yeah, was in Ireland. Fun time, very fun time. Got to try on a ton of watches, which is good and bad.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So did anything? Let me, of course you tried on some and they were awesome, but did you try on any that you've always wanted to try on and you were disappointed? And it's like meh.
The Panda.
That's probably what
I mean, I
So
tried
I'm
on
not
the Panda
surprised.
before.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I tried on the Panda before, but it's a great watch, no question about it. I don't know if it's it's listen. I don't think it's worth the premium at all. But I think especially so, it's just yeah, it's not what people people like put it on this shrine like it's this holy grail, and it's just
It's not that good.
yeah,
Right.
it's not. Yeah, it's not. And in my opinion, that's just my opinion. I will say I was very surprised. I tried on an AP Royal Oak 15450, which really shocked. I'm not really typically an AP fan. They're just not for me. Also, Nico had a Royal Oak chronograph, the 26331 with the Panda dial.
Oh,
That was also that was also nice. They're both nice watches. Listen, would I add one to the collection? No, but I think my opinion of the Royal Oak is slowly starting to change. I already do appreciate it for kind of for what it is, right? Obviously, it's an icon, the first integrated steel sports watch on the market, supremely important to the history of watches
yeah,
and
of course. Of course.
iconic design.
Yeah. So there's a history there. You respect
Right.
the history. Right.
We got the watch guy jumping on saying a quick hello. Have to hit the sack. Glad to see you back, Marco, Ari, and the bunch. Soon I will join you for some great unboxings. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be awesome. Yeah, I'm just getting my my feet out from under me because I got to start getting back into the rhythm, if you will. Too.
Of course. Of course.
Toyota Mo says, "Leave the Panda alone." That's my brother. Hope you're doing well, Toyota Mo. But it's been interesting because I got to try out. So I came back from London, then went to Ireland, and basically the last 2 months I got to try on a copious amount of watches, right? And it's got me thinking about my own collection, which is kind of interesting, right? A couple of months ago, a couple months ago, or maybe a month ago, I think what's it called? I sent Archie a couple $100 to help his son with an apartment. Obviously, this was prior to all the drama. He did that. What's it called? The collection review. And I really hated his suggestions to like get an Air King. I was like, no thanks. I'm trying to get out of Rolex. But he did say one thing that was interesting, right? Which is like travel time watches, right? Like or like have a theme of just specific complication, which I tried on this watch here, the JLC Reverso. The Tribute Moon. Guys, this is an absolutely gorgeous watch. I tried it while I was in Heathrow. I had a layover on my way there, and it was absolutely gorgeous, stunning. That dial is incredible.
Beautiful watch.
The dial is insane, and the blue dial as well is just gorgeous.
It feels,
and it got me to thinking.
Yeah. It looks like that probably fits the wrist really nicely. Like
it does.
Yeah.
So the thing about these modern reversos is it's not like the old ones where the case is actually like kind of curved, if you will, and the lug's downturned. So it actually wears a lot better for a smaller wrist as well.
Good.
And so yeah, it's got me to thinking. I came very close to selling my sub because I had a kind of good opportunity to get a Moser that I really liked. It was this one right here, the Endeavor Center Seconds. I was about $500 off.
Oh
wow.
Yeah, that's
500 more, and I was buying this.
I don't know what's sadder. To me, it's like $500 off, and I'm like, that's not so bad. This hobby has destroyed me. It's
right, exactly.
Just $500.
There's yeah. I should have more in specific kinds of savings right now. Let's put it that way. Like it's been bad. It's been bad.
That's the thing, right? Where I was talking with Kerr, he's like, "Man, you should have just added the 500." I'm like, "You need to know your own limitations."
Sure.
I mean, like,
I have, and I don't know my own limitations.
I'm calming down.
No, my limitation is my watch box size. The end. So
that's it.
It's not very big.
We got Perth Luxury chiming in with another $5. Appreciate that. Perth saying, "Marco, I'll be sending you a special gift to Prime Pinion in Northern Ireland once you start over there." It's very kind of you. He says, "Not a Victorinox, but better. Panda is overrated. Batman is the OG." Yeah, so Perth, I have a couple people who want to send me things, and I don't really want to give out my addresses, like my home address, right? But what I will do is I'm opening a PO box. You can get one just for like 3 months. So I'll open a PO box, and if anything, if you want to ship it to me there, or you can ship it to me in Northern Ireland, either way works. No worries at all. Perth, appreciate the super chat. And yeah, I know you wanted to send me that Victorinox a while back, and I completely forgot about it. I'm mush brain. Let's just go through some of the chats. Perth saying, bad, never sell Rolex. Yeah, you gotta.
It's harder than you think. I think a lot of times we get in this thought process like, hey, yeah, it's Rolex. Of course you could sell it. You can make money. It's not always that simple. I mean,
No,
to
it's not.
really sell it. I mean, to really make money on a sub right now is
Exactly.
not easy.
Yeah.
If you just bought it in the last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you also have to, I've always said I don't want a huge collection. To me, 10 watches is obscene. If I have four good pieces, that I can wear in rotation every day, and by good pieces I mean like all price, like crazy watches, right? It could be from
Sure.
Rolex to Breguet to whatever, right? But like 4 or 5 maybe. So to me, like to own more than one,
Yeah.
it's kind of you lose a spot, right? When I can add something like a Moser or like a Reverso that has its own incredible merits and that I personally really love.
problem is you got to buy it right, man. That's the thing. Just
Yeah.
you can
And
get
it's
something
really
with
hard.
character, but you got to buy it right.
And it's really hard. And that's really hard, right? You get in the moment, you spend a little extra money, and then you spent a few more thousand than you meant to, and
Then you're
It's hard.
sleeping on the couch. Then you're
Oh
sleeping
shit!
out.
We got Random Rob in the chat. How's it going, Random Rob? Appreciate it. Guys. Random Rob has a fantastic YouTube channel. If you haven't checked him out, please do check him out. He's an absolute OG. He's an OG of the YouTube game, not just for
awesome.
watch. I think EDC as well. I watch him a lot for some EDC stuff. Great channel overall. Thanks for jumping on. Says, yeah, get a PO box. That's what I use, or set up with a local business. Yeah, I'll probably get the PO box. It's not that expensive, and I could probably write this off, right? I would imagine I could write it off, something like that. If
Which
not,
the PO box you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. The PO box you can. If it's a required part of your business, absolutely. That's not.
I'll just drop the link if anybody wants to jump on. But like 4 or 5 watches. But so that's the issue. When you have one Rolex, it's like having another. It's Oyster case, Oyster Jubilee bracelet. Glossy black dial. They're both, water resistant to a certain extent, sports watches. And don't get me wrong, I love Rolex. I would recommend Rolex 10 times out of 10. I think retail wise, they're the best value on the market. I don't think there's another watch brand that even comes close at retail. But I don't know. I just don't see myself owning. At retail.
At retail.
Right. That's the big caveat, right? At retail.
Yeah.
Which no one can get. It's,
Like at this point, like the Hulk prices and stuff like that, that's just silly season, right? Like it's the same. It's the same sub.
Even the Canadian prices for a Batman. What are we looking at, Marco? 21 Canadian for a Batman?
For my watch? No, it's like 25, 24, 25. Jesus. Yeah, it's obscene. Yeah. Ari, for a while, right? I wouldn't even I started recently wearing it more, regularly to school and what have you. Because before I was just wearing the sub. I'm like, I'm not wearing a $25,000 watch. Just but it's just at a certain point, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not everybody will know that's a $25,000.
Yeah, most people have. So what's crazy, right? I was actually. I met one of my group project partners for the first time ever, and he was rocking this watch right here. I was like, how do you you're in university? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, you're not sharing if you're.
I got to pick it up.
He's Mr. Share. He's Bobby Share.
Yeah, sorry.
He was wearing an AP Royal chronograph 26331 ST with the blue dial. I'm not even sure. I was like, what kind of fucking how do I get this?
Here you are with your peasant Batman.
Right, I'm just I got this on the wrist today.
I had to wear my Rolex like an animal.
Yes. Dude, I was tripping. Me and him were talking, right? I was going mental. I couldn't believe it. It was insane. Because, you see your Speedmasters every once in a while, maybe a Submariner here and there. But, oh man, it was just insane. It was insane.
I think if I had a certain amount of wealth, I think if I had a certain amount of wealth, like say Cars and Chrono, I could see having more than 6 watches. I think that the thing is for him is it's a passion and it's like art to him. Like it's just,
it's a different attitude. It's
totally.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And I think Cars and Chrono is one of the best guys, but but
great,
I just can't imagine having
taste.
He has
fantastic taste.
He has more more Grail watches than I have, watches.
Yeah. More G. Yeah. Then we have G-Shocks.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. It's different.
He's like, Marco's collection, steel Rolex, couple steel Rolex. What is that? It's 2 shitters, 3 shitters with the pen. Yeah,
that's a schlepper watch he'll wear in the hot tub. You know, like he doesn't care about it. Yeah.
Oh, this shitty thing.
Throw it in the hot tub a few times. Yeah.
He's a Seiko guy. He has a.
Yeah, no.
I'm totally joking.
We're totally pulling his leg. Yeah, we're totally.
Yeah.
Neo says 6 max. You can wear each 52 times a year, but that's very specific. And then 1 day to wear whatever as a bonus. So here's the thing, right? To have that rotation, I think it's impossible to wear them equally, right? I don't. Yeah, you can't wear these things equally.
I'd be so stressed out. You know, like even with the 3 major watches that I have that I'm trying to rotate through, I find that stressful. Right?
It's man, you get anxiety. Like I haven't worn my Pam in like a little, I'll wear it here and there, wind it around. I actually have to go get it fixed because I never got it fixed. The goddamn crown stem pulled out, so they just got to get the setting lever screwed in properly. But yeah, man, I haven't worn it in a long time, which gives me. That's another one. I even thought about selling that, but then the sentimentality of the piece it stops me.
I think the Pam is a pretty cool piece.
Yeah,
I made fun of you for it, but I actually joking. I actually think it's a cool piece.
No, but you know what it is, right? It comes down to like, how do I explain it? So the sub, to me, the sub is going to go, right? I will sell the sub and get something else. I'm pretty confident in that. But it comes down to, to a certain extent, the sentimentality of that piece. Although I love it, and I have a lot of really memories that I cherish with that watch, especially because I had that with my grandfather in the last kind of years of his life.
Sure,
I still have those memories up here. You know what I mean? That watch won't. It doesn't define my relationship with him. So, maybe someday, but for now, I would just. That's the thing. Like you go crazy, right? You go stir crazy.
Yeah, if you're saying 6 max and then you really don't have room for the GMT and or the Batman and the sub. They're almost too redundant. And you're not moving the Batman. That's your watch.
Yeah, no, that's never leaving the collection. I can never, ever, ever, ever get rid of that watch. Not just because it's my Grail Rolex, right? It is to me. So MJT asked me, he said, you can get any Rolex you want. If I want a Panda Daytona, Black Dial Daytona, Blue Sky Dweller, I could have got anything, right? I said, no, this is really the one that I want. It's
a great choice for sure.
Yeah. Over the Pepsi, over anything else. It's my personal favorite.
Works out.
Okay. Mo says I have a rotation with 6 watches. I have. Very cool. Yeah, Mo. I mean, Mo's got that's another one, 8 watches. He's probably going to be adding more in the future, I'm sure. But man, it just gives me to have that many. It almost gives me anxiety. We got Neo. You guys make fun of me. I've been wearing my Pelagos left-handed driver almost every day for the last 7 months. My Explorer 1 and Batman, I pick up and look at. A few days, I wore a G-Shock in the yard.
That's cool.
Oh, well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean,
Tudors are, the Pelagos. I mean, God, in a world where there are so many darn Black Bays, the Pelagos is just unique, and I really like it.
Yeah. The only issue I have with the Pelagos is there's a bloody encyclopedia written on it. That's my
that's awful.
My minor complaint. The only complaint I have with it, but aside from that, it's a wonderful watch.
That's what I hate about the
Wear
Daytona.
It in good health. Wear it in good health.
Daytona is the same crap.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Probably Pelagos has more though.
Yeah, and it's also in the Daytona, it's like between the subdials, so it just
it's so busy.
Yeah, it just kind of fits. It's just, the whole watch is unreadable, so it didn't really matter. But the Pelagos, it looks really awkward because it's just there's a field of blue or black, and then just writing.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's listen, I would implore you to wear your watches. So if you do have a chance, wear the Explorer and Batman. They're great. I got the Bruce Wayne on today. You know what I mean? I've been wearing this pretty much daily since I got back. Well, since I left for Ireland. We got the big eye.
New strap.
I love that strap. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks really good. Thank you.
And Kerr, what do you got on the wrist?
What do you think?
Just a lowly overseas. Yeah.
Just a Vacheron.
It's his pet. It's your gardening watch, right? That's it.
Yes. Well, I actually have. So it's interesting. We talk about the number of watches we have. I'm actually considering breaking down my collection pretty seriously because this is the only watch I'm wearing, and I don't think I'm gonna wear anything else. Like I'll keep the Nomos because I actually like wearing that on certain occasions, but the IWC is getting nowhere. And every time I'm like, should I wear the IWC? The answer is always no.
What kind of IWC you have again?
A Pilot 43.
Nice.
It's a nice watch. It's
a beautiful watch. I really like it.
Actually, I think Adrian wants to get one of these, right? He just posted an Instagram post that he's going to get one of those as well. Bark and Jack, Adrian.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an amazing.
IWC
I think IWC is really knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, it's too expensive. It's my only complaint, but they're wonderful watches.
They're really pricey. And the thing that's cool about especially the most recent models is they do start to feel like they're trying to compete with the big guys now. It's not just like you make this Pilot watch with like 30 meters water resistance. No, I mean the Pilot 43 is a screw down crown, so that thing can go pretty. I think it's like 100 meters water resistance. It's just like a bunch of stuff you take a lot more seriously. The loom on it is insane. Like the loom on these things is insane. But and that's like a huge improvement because loom on IWC is typically pretty terrible. So this one, but the new ones are good. I'm not every time I am like, and maybe it's the honeymoon phase, but I think the fact of the matter is like the VC is just me like, being out of my league with watches, and it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna wear this every day and I'm gonna beat the crap out of it. It's got hairline scratches all over it, and I absolutely love it.
Hey, yeah, that's what it's about. To be fair, I have this scratch right on the clasp of the Bruce Wayne. It's like so small, right? It's this little thing, and you know how I got it? It was back in August. That was when I was interviewing for the first time with Nico, and I was meeting Steven. And I'd gone to take off the watch because I make this a point, like every time I have an important life moment, I always wear the PAM, right? Like I recently took my grad picture and what have you. So I always wear the PAM, right? So I was taking it off and it just hit like the little thing on my desk. And when you're like, oh, fuck, right? But I'll always have that memory on that watch, right? I'll never forget it.
I would almost accept the fact that on your clasp, you're going to get it messed up. Like I'm impressed that you don't.
Yeah, no, that's like sunk, right? Like my deployant on the rubber is just trashed.
Yeah,
like it's just completely trashed.
No, like the moment you start, you start working in your desk dive, it's it.
On a laptop, laptop is the bane of
Oh yeah, and it's just the thing about it too is most of the clasp stuff will polish off if you really care, but you shouldn't. Like, just don't worry about it.
Oh,
just enjoy your watch.
Exactly. I mean, unless you're doing it TPG style and you're keeping it all for your retirement and your investments. But
except for him, it's like I've had the watch for 45 minutes. I've worn it twice to the gym, and it's on consignment. But I'm gonna sell it now.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That guy never keeps a watch. He's like, I'm never getting rid of this watch. 2 weeks later, it's gone.
2 weeks later, it's gone. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got to tell you, I am so out of touch. We are badly behind in the chat. Jesus Christ. I haven't done this in a long time. We got Mike Hammer with the $5 saying, any interest in the titanium Yachtmaster coming out next year? You know what? I said this. I think if they come out with this in steel, it would be a knockout hit. But to do it in titanium, I think it would be interesting as well. I don't know if I'm a big fan of like an all black look on a watch if it were to look like this.
I think it looks like an Omega.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's like that, the problem is, and again, it's for someone like me who doesn't want many watches to have an all black watch. It's hard to pair it with a lot of things, right? Unless you're going for a goth look every single day, which I'm one of the most conservative people you'll meet in your life. So it's just I think it's interesting. I think it's cool that Rolex is potentially going to explore different metals. I admire it and I like it a lot. I love the design of the Yachtmaster. I like that ceramic bezel as well. I think it's very, macho, it's got a great look to it. Looks very like, durable and rugged and can take a beating. But if I would ever add it, no, I would never add it to the collection.
I would love to see what the strap feels like because, Rolex just, I'd like to see what they do with the strap because, they over-engineer the rubber. So they got to do something pretty neat with the strap.
You know what they've been doing recently is they have leather, but with rubber underlining.
Yep.
Because this way, I think this price something like that, right? I would imagine.
Yeah, IWC does that too.
Yeah, it's great, and I prefer that. I mean, it stretches out the the length of the strap rather than getting, like a full double-sided calfskin strap, which are super expensive.
Yeah, and they just don't last that long. And it's just when you think about leather straps, it's like, the lifespan is just so darn short.
Neo says, okay, do this. Look at the time on your wrist. Stop from that distance. You don't see the letters. I don't know if I believe that. Turtle Knight asking, thoughts on this? When I ordered my Vacheron Overseas Blue, was selling for around retail and was planning to wear it daily. Still want to do it, but thinking not very practical now because of the money. Thinking about 3-2-1 daily now. So here's the problem with the 3-2-1. I mean, it depends what kind of person you are. If you're very finicky about the accuracy of a watch, like Austin Daniels would absolutely hate a 3-2-1. It's very badly regulated, actually. They can't regulate the Lamagna 2310 in that watch. Like, we're talking 0 to 11 seconds per day that it can fluctuate, which for, we're talking about a watch that is more expensive than a Panda at retail, right?
Mm-hmm. It's what, 19 US or something like that?
It's 14 US, like 19 Canadian.
Oh, 19 Canadian. Okay.
Yeah. So it's expensive. Like, it's not cheap, right? So overseas would be a better daily wear. Yeah. Money aside, right? Put the money aside, get the overseas.
With 3-2-1 though, I mean, even I was admiring it at one point. It's, you're buying into history. You're buying into history, right? So you kind of deal with, you choose the problem you want to have. And in that case, you're choosing, I'll take 10 seconds off a day. And I know every week I need to adjust the watch a little bit.
I don't think VC promises accuracy, but mine's +2.
Listen, I think accuracy is one portion of it, right? But also, I just think the Vacheron is so much more practical. You got rubber, leather, and metal bracelets.
Vacheron is beautiful. It's a beautiful
and it's I would never. Honest, I'm a big fan of the 3-2-1. It's probably one of the few Speedies I would like to own, but never over and overseas. Turtle, you're asking the wrong guy. Yeah.
I've owned a Speedy. I've owned 3 Rolexes, and you put this thing on, and I just forgot that all those things ever existed. And I don't want to put down those brands, but it's really special. If you can get that blue dial Vacheron, you go do it because it's incredible.
Yeah, heck yeah. We got the Wizard joining the show. What's going on, with?
Good evening, gents. Good evening.
Stefano, what's the update? I'm trying to sell this dang Submariner, man. Ooh.
Nice. Oh, the Panda.
Speaking of the Panda. Wait, so Steph, beautiful, what did you think about my monologue earlier saying that the Panda is not what people make it out to be?
It's not really.
It's not. There you go. It's not at all. Thank you.
I got to show you something because I found something for you. Something very, very special.
Oh. Wait, are you talking to me or Ari?
You.
Ari is showing off that strap.
That strap is amazing.
The strap is beautiful. Thank you.
It's perfect
Wizard.
combo, I think.
Thank you, Wizard.
My pleasure, buddy.
Yeah, I want to kind of clarify something. I know one thing we like to say in the community is we refer to something as a daily beater. I think we need to be careful because you could have something be daily and have it not be a beater. Oh, God.
Don't worry. I'm working on it very tight.
Wait, what are we talking?
Well, sorry.
What's money? What's the money?
Don't. Not yet. It's going to be within your range. Don't worry.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
I am working my ass off on that.
$12.50? $12.50?
Yeah, $12.75
for a Vacheron. I'll take it. $12. I'll give you $13, Wizard. $13. Okay.
There was a great comment on Tim's show today with Cars and Chrono. Someone was like, "Thank God Cars brought all his super clones," because Tim's just like, it's like all over the place.
Yeah, this is not like it's worked up to be, guys. Honest to God.
Yeah, it's an irrational.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's a nice watch. I mean, I'll give it that.
It's a $17,000 watch, right? It's not. Yeah.
If that, to be honest, if that. But I got your boy Toyota Mo offering me a silver Snoopy for this.
Whew. You know what? That's not a bad trade.
That's
to be honest.
Really close. Yeah,
it's close, but for the black one, the white one is higher.
Yeah, the white one is higher. Yeah.
The thing is, like with the Rolexes, you're always going to have it go up a little bit. Like it's always just kind of going up on an incline.
It's like Apple stock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder if there's going to be a period where that Snoopy kind of shoots up a little bit when they pretty much stop selling them, right? Like they stop making them and they don't have. It's not 55 yet because there will be a 55. There was a 45, so.
By the way, Mo, you'll appreciate this. He'll get it.
I have one of those flashlights too from my.
Actually, it was Mo who sent me these.
Mo sent you that, huh?
Yeah,
I have one of those Toyota flashlights. Yeah,
they're actually pretty bright. Yeah,
no, they're great for first firing up the loom on my watch. That's what.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just gonna fire through these because I just want to go quick because we're so behind. Toyota, I'm planning to have a watch in my collection. After that, I'll upgrade pieces as they come along. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like even, oh man, I can't believe I'm about to show this, right? So I've been trying on. So I said on my stream the wrap up of the London Watch Show, the nicest watch I tried on personally was the Breguet 7337, right, which is this one right here. And guys, I think everybody knows my love affair with the Historiques 1942. I think it's one of the most beautiful watches ever made. But this one just completely blows it out of the water, which is kind of insane. You know what I mean? It's just kind of insane. It's like this is like a museum piece. You know, I'm saying it complimentary. It looks beautiful, like, but I almost don't want to wear it. It's so beautiful. You know. You know what? Right? The thing is these pieces got to be worn, right? I mean, they're just too good not to wear. But like, I think about this is a watch, Ari, that retails like 55 grand Canadian. David SW has one for like 25,000. It's ludicrous. Like, you get so much watch. It's unbelievable. That's not bad. 25 on the gray is not terrible for what you get here. I wouldn't buy it. No. But it wouldn't be this configuration. He has the rose gold silver dial. It's more of this version here, but this is gorgeous. I tried on white gold with the white dial. Let's zoom into the dial for a second. I want to admire that dial. Sure. Gorgeous. It's insane. Beautiful. The way like BB-8. Yeah, it's a BB-8, right? Oh God, now I can't unsee that. Jesus Christ. Totally does. But the effect, right? The effect this has, the way that the three kind of different guilloche patterns like reflect light and play off light off each other. It's one of the most insane watches. I tried this one on also in Heathrow, actually. Now, it's a Breguet. I'm trying to remember. Breguet is the watch that, or the brand that they tend to break easily. Am I not thinking of the right brand? No, they're just expensive to service. AP is more known for breaking pretty badly. Where you like run the chrono and it just crashes. They're very unreliable. You stare at the chrono and it falls apart. Exactly. You read the time and it's finished. Goes kaput. Chrono's gone. Yeah. Jim Little saying, "Hey Marco, just got the call for the Explorer 2 Polar. Man, congratulations! That's an amazing watch. Congratulations." He follows up saying, "The Polar will complete my trio: Bruce Wayne, Z Blue Milgauss, and Polar Explorer." Jim, write in the chat, how long were you on the list for your Explorer 2? That's amazing. Yeah. Congratulations. Big congrats. Yeah. Huge congratulations. Yeah. Ooh, what do we got there? Nice one. Air King. Air King. Yep. Very nice. Too small, though. Wait, so Wiz, now I'm interested in that Moser. What's the model type we're talking? What are we talking? The same one. What was that? Evolution or whatever it's called? No. This Endeavor Center Second. Endeavor. You gave me, it's an Endeavor as well? Yeah. For real? Yeah. Okay, we'll talk after. We'll talk after. Hold on. I wasn't going to say nothing until I finish it, but I'm almost done with it, so don't worry. We got Bubba Hotep in the chat. I appreciate you jumping on and rocking with us. He's saying, I have a strict limit of 45 watches. Anymore, that would be bonkers. I tend to agree. 45. You can wear 5 a day. You wear 5 a day, and no. Neo says, I love all black watches. All my clothes are black. I can't wear brown straps. So see, I like black dial watches. I don't know about all black watches. All black is maybe. Nah, it's the same thing with that Tudor, right? That Black Bay ceramic or whatever. The whole thing's black. It's like, yikes. It's cool, but it's unreadable, and it's yeah. Oh, you're gonna put that in your 6 watches. Yeah. Look at this. SLC is so dangerous. Marco, buy it. We're talking about this yesterday. He was in the same boat. Be a friend. Be a friend. Does he really need to buy it? Right. Be a friend. Yeah. Look, he's not buying it. He's trading for it. Yes. Oh, right. Gotcha. Yeah, well, I gotta add cash on top, to be fair. Yeah. That's the thing, right? So that's the only problem. Like, it'll be about $2,000 US. I probably have to add on top, which is not like this. I'm still a university student here, guys. Yeah, exactly. Another birthday stream. Right. Yeah. Just start making up birthdays. Wait till you make your 8 figures at Pride and Pinion, and then you're good. We'll talk about that actually, because it's probably a discussion I'm sure people want to know about. So I do have an update on that. But yeah, the thing is, right, and it's also, I figure, you kind of focus in on what you want in the collection, right? I've always been a fan of indies, the independent brands. Moser is one definitely that catches my eye. So, if it comes at the right price and it's the right opportunity, yeah, 100%. I'll pull the trigger if I can. Just want to see. Totomo says, I was just kicking tires, just seeing what the market Snoopy for this panda. Okay, fair enough. Jerry asking this question is for Weezer. Do the Speedmaster have a lot of quality control issues? I wanted to buy the new 3861 Speedy, but I keep reading about issues. Not that I know of.
I haven't heard many, maybe one every so often, but nothing to be scared of. Nothing to be scared of.
Yeah, I think the problem is if you search the internet for watch problem, it's like watch name problem, you find them. Right, you find all of them.
People are going to complain. People will post it online.
The people who love them don't complain. They come on here and show them.
The Speedies though are in they don't have that much in the way of problems, or at least from everything that I've seen. Nothing worse than any other brand in that regard. I mean, people complain about the lugs on the 3861 being sharp, but that's the only complaint that I've really heard.
Yeah, it's the lug tips too. It's not the lug. Yeah, it's more the lug tips.
That's what I meant. The tips. Yeah.
Because to be fair, I tried it on when it was first released, and they were much sharper. They definitely fixed it, but the lug tips are still sharp.
I tried, I tried one on a few weeks back, and I didn't find it that bad. But again, I don't have such sensitive wrists, so for me, it wasn't a big deal. But it's interesting. My Datejust, the lug tips, I don't know if I can even zoom in on it. Like, they are actually pretty sharp. Even I'll say that they're sharp, and they can dig in if I hold it the wrong way. So I don't know why that is.
So I want to say hello to Todd. Todd Levin in the chat. Todd, I just dropped the link. If you want to jump on, by all means, you're more than welcome. I also wanted to mention, Todd, you're going to be proud of me. I'm probably selling the sub for a Moser. Todd is going to be proud. He's going to be one of the few who approves. He's going to be like, Rolex, you don't need any of that card. No,
it's not even. Well, it's not even that. If if you say 6 watches, then there's no way 2 Rolexes are in them.
No, you can't. Yeah. No. We got Logan Hall in the chat. Hello, Logan. Hope you're doing well. By the way, I saw Logan was at the event with Kelly, that FP Journe event, and cool. The South Carolina meetup. I'm infinitely jealous of you, Logan. You got to see some absolutely insane pieces, man. Hope you enjoyed your time there. Neo saying, F me dead. You guys are forcing me to drink a Dickie. Hey, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Turtle Knight saying, you have some spare organs. Go for it. Listen, if I'm going to use my organs, I'm without a doubt going to get some crazy FU watches. You know what I mean? I got to make it worth my while.
Kidneys easy. Yeah. Probably could do some liver, parts of your liver.
So I'm curious. How much is kidney for? Let's translate it into watches. How much can you sell a kidney for?
Oh, who knows?
Not That's very a good much. Question. No? I think you donate a kidney. I don't think you sell it.
I'm kind of playing with it a little bit, but yeah.
It does exist. I'm sure you could sell your kidney. It probably doesn't go well, but
I know it's not legit, but I mean, I'm curious if someone really
$250,000 in the black market. So $250,000, maybe a little
$250,000. Hold on a minute. Now that's
something Marco's thinking now. That's something Marco's thinking about.
That's a little more.
You only need one, right?
Right, you only need one. You know what I mean? How many of these do you really?
Yeah, but what happens if the one crashes?
Oh, then you got to spend. Then you got to sell your $250,000 worth of watches to buy a kidney.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to say hello, JJ from the Gentleman's Hangout joining us. Hope you're doing well.
What's up, fellas? I heard there's some watch talk going on over here.
We're actually talking about watches.
Yes, liver talk.
You actually mean watch channels do watch talks? Okay, cool. I never knew that. All right.
I see you got a new piece on the wrist, Stefano. How is it? How's it treat?
But I don't know, man.
You don't like it?
I'm getting that scratch that it's too small. It's too small.
Oh man, I got a small wrist, just saying, and a lot of money. Actually, I have no money. Let me rephrase that. Just kidding. Oh goodness.
Yeah. What's the weight on a Snoopy these days? It's like oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
30,000, I think.
Yeah.
But what's the wait right now to get a Snoopy? It's
Oh,
like a
wait,
year now?
Indefinite.
Yeah, it's a decade.
It's unobtainium. It's unobtainium.
Well, Toyotomo paid in full, and he's still waiting.
I paid
So
in
when
full
it came
for
out-
2 of them, and I give
Yeah.
50% for 1 of them, and I haven't received 1 yet.
Nothing.
From
Yeah,
last
it's-
year. From last year, paid in full.
Yeah.
And 2 are from your boys in your area, Ari.
Really?
Somebody I know
feedback
who
from
works at
Sorry,
Omega
sorry,
seems
Kurt.
to think that the Snoopies are like, at this point they're going to stop taking orders, and if you had one, you're
Up
probably
to
okay.
2028 to fulfill the orders that have been taken.
Exactly,
That's
and they're going to
ins-
stop taking orders.
Like that's insane. Like that's
Yep.
I don't even understand that. Wow, you
I
better love
mean,
the watch.
can you blame
better
can you
love
blame
the watch.
Omega for trying to be Rolex? I mean,
No.
that's what they
Yeah, but that's the only watch that can try to be like Rolex, right? The Silver Snoopy.
absolutely.
Toyotomo says, "I do have a twin brother, just in case the one fails." Yes, that one kidney fails. You got to have another one.
Now you're thinking outside the box, too.
Yeah, it's probably like Honda Mori or something like that.
Oof. Neo says 250K. I can get 2 Urworks. Okay, cake my kidney. I don't know about Urworks. Listen, Neo, I
I
applaud
don't know
the.
about that either.
Yeah, I applaud you going outside the box. I don't know if I would go for the Urworks.
By the way,
specifically.
most of the 250K apparently goes to middlemen. Like, you got to get it, like somebody's going to pay 250K on the black market, but you got to give them your
So,
kidney. You're just going
let's have fun with this. You gave up your kidney for $250,000. Okay, no, this is quality watch talk, Marco. Let's quality watch talk here. So, what would you get, knowing that where the 250K came from? What watches would you get? And you have to buy watches.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Or a watch.
Or yeah, a watch. Yes.
Huh. Well, it's not even enough to scratch the itch of a Grand Saunier paddock, so because you got to talk $1 million. You ain't got 4 kidneys or 5 that you could spare the 4, right?
So for 250K, there's nothing that special, is what you're saying.
What are you gonna buy? A very cheap ass RM?
to buy an RM, yeah.
Yes,
You know, or-
that's right. You buy the
Oh
peasant
well,
RM.
no, you can get
That's
a
fair.
5231J like Opulence Jamie, about 160, 170,000. What else can you buy? You can buy 5711 blue, not green.
Oh, again, these are all heresy, guys. I would never get any of those watches for 250 grand. There's so much more you can get, guys.
Yeah, well,
Right.
because you love independence. So,
Right.
what would
So
you
I
buy?
would-
Carry Voutilainen?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
There you
I would
go.
get
Of course.
specifically, and I would get a Ventweet, but with this dial. So this is the kind of magic for only watch they just did. I just think this dial is out of this world. It's just phenomenal.
Okay, so I will say that's beautiful. And it reminds me of one of the, Grand Seiko dials. Yeah.
Grand Seiko. This is what? No.
No, hold on. The dial. I know it's a different level of quality, but one of the dials has that middle texture. The texture in the middle there. It reminds me of that.
So we're talking on this, right? That would be about 120 grand. So we still got
Okay.
some room to spend. Maybe go to Vegas, put it all on black or something
Oh.
like that. We got Todd joining the show. Hello, Todd. How are you?
Hey,
man?
Todd.
Hello,
That probably has an
Todd.
answer for this. Although,
How
yeah,
y'all doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Doing good.
Pretty well.
Excellent.
we're discussing kidney watches.
Keep talking about that. That was so funny.
What could your kidney do for you?
Yeah. So you have 250K, and you just sold your kidney,
Right.
right? And so like where the money came from.
Why do you keep
What
pulling
watch?
up stuff with this guy?
What watch would you buy would be worth that kind of sacrifice?
Well, first, I would only sell my kidney to Mr. Wizard in case he needs it.
God bless you. You're
I'm
a
Very
kind man.
kind of you. Very kind of you,
buddy.
Tom.
I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Boy, for 250, what would be the watch to buy? That's real. You know what? Oh, no, you can't. Primary or sort of secondary? Like you mean like on the secondary market at auction or something?
Primary market. Let's do primary market.
Primary.
Yeah,
Keep it easy,
retail.
primary.
Waiting lists be damned.
Waiting list be
Yeah.
damned. Waiting list be damned.
Well, for 100K, how about that? Waiting lists be damned, right? Chronometra Contemporan by Rexepi.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great pick.
Let's bring that up. I'm curious.
Yeah, some of us aren't super cultured.
For you're speaking about me, obviously.
No.
No,
I think that's me. You're talking to me, right?
no.
Oh, wait.
No, you blow us away, Todd.
All right. So Rexep, I actually did that collection review for cars a while back, and I said he should get one of these because in about 20 years from now, right, these are going to be probably one of the most in-demand watches in the world. I mean, they're going to be unobtainium because Rexhep is, the one that's been, I guess, crowned as the chosen one, if you will, by the industry, right? As like the next big independent, the next George Daniels in that rarefied era, if you will. He started working at Patek. I think he was 14 years old, right, Todd? Correct me if I'm wrong.
About that. Yeah.
Yeah, about 14 years old. Then he went on to work with FP, and then
your Avast is blocking the watches.
Sorry, say that again.
Your Avast cleanup is blocking the look of the watches.
No, that's you. That's not him.
Wait,
who's that?
Not
me?
Yeah, I think
can
it's
see
you.
it.
It's you. There's nothing
shoot.
there's
Sorry.
nothing on the screen.
And I just renewed the damn things.
Yeah.
Are you good?
I love the black dial one. That's gorgeous.
Yeah. But so
The first time I heard it represent you was from Christian from Theo and Harris. It was going.
Yeah, he did a review, right? He actually recommended
let's see
one.
the back of that.
Wow. Yeah, it's insane.
Wow.
I mean,
And at 250K, if you were going to go the full 250, it would be your choice. You pick the model you like. It's up to you of the Acribias, AK3, AK6. It'd probably be a little less than that, but that would get you at least closer to the 250-ish number that you're talking about.
Close enough that you feel that that was money well spent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. This is a pretty. By the way, do we got any mods in the chats, guys? If you don't mind, just taking a look.
I haven't been watching.
I got rid of that guy, but please.
It's been okay. Yeah, it's been okay so far.
Okay. What's it called? We got a good question. Marco, what does your dream collection look like? So it'd probably be like 4 to 6 watches. If I had to say off the top of my head, I mean, I got to have the Bruce Wayne in there. Mm-hmm. I'd have to have the Corne de Vache chrono. I got to have a Carry Voudelaine and Bentuit with that blue dial that I just showed you. I think it's stunning, out of this world.
Don't worry, guys. Ain't going to be no Grand Sig on this one.
I don't know. I have to think. I have to think. I have to think about that. Like I think a Chronomet Optimum from a Black Label Chronomet Optimum.
That's 269,000. I just looked at one today.
Yeah. I saw one on Chrono, right? Yeah. I gotta get one of those. Oh man. And I mean, if you're gonna.
What's that Vacheron you're in love with?
The Corne de Vache chrono.
Oh, okay.
And then. Man, I hate to. If we're talking Grail of Grails, right? You want the rarest of the rare. I'd have to say you'd want to get some kind of Daniels piece. I mean, this Daniels is as good as it gets. You know what I mean? I think Todd hit the nail on the head. It's yeah.
I will say it's interesting about the Voudelainian. There is coming up in the sale. There's 2 sales at Phillips. There's the evening sale on the 5th of November and the day sale on the 7th. There's part 2 on the 7th coming. So it's just next week. So it should be lots of interesting, cool stuff to talk about after that, rehashing the prices and things like that. And there's a Voudelainian coming up in that sale, which is my all-time favorite Carry watch. It's an inverse design where the back of the watch is on the front. So he had to rework it so the watch still went clockwise and it still wound properly. And there's only 8 of them that he ever made. That's it, in platinum.
Is it the skeletonized watch?
It's not skeletonized. It's just literally it's an inverse watch.
Right, but there has no dial, right?
Right, it has no dial because the back is the front and the front is the back. And I think it's his most sort of I don't know what I think it's his, in an interesting way, his wildest, most interesting.
Are we talking about this?
I believe that is it. Yes.
Yes, this is pretty insane, right? Yeah. So he literally flipped over the movement for this.
Right. That's it.
I don't know if it's as wild as the Kane or one of his art pieces, but yeah, this is pretty.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
From a conceptual, technical thing to do that, actually invert the watch like that. And then on the back, there's on the back, there's the up, down, and seconds. Subdial is on the reverse of the watch, if that interests anybody. There you go. And
you can see the entire mechanism. So you see the crown where it attaches to the winding stem, and you literally see the entire movement.
I think that this is a really brilliant design. There's only 8 of them, and not only is one coming up at at Philips, but it's the prototype.
Huh.
So, and it's only estimated I know I don't mean to be cavalier, but I mean, relative when you think of Kari's work and the, like 70 to 120 or something, which
That's it.
Yeah, that's what I sort of thought relative to the complexity of the watch and the elegance and sophistication of the build. That seems like a low estimate. I'm going to be very curious to see what that one goes for.
Interesting.
Are you
We got
bidding
Bubba
on it,
Hotep.
Todd? Are you going to be bidding on it yourself?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I would like to talk with somebody who sold one recently. I'm curious what they sold it for, Wizard, because that would be. It was just like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. It wasn't a prototype, but I don't know that matters that much. But it was platinum. There's also a small edition, and I think, I don't know, like tantalum and maybe something else in white gold, but there were 8 in platinum. So I want to get I'm curious what.
Well, you want to get a baseline before you do anything, right?
Because it's really hard to comp something like that, even if you're looking at other watches by Kari, I think.
Huh.
Right. Just very quickly, we got Bubba Hotep chiming in with the $5. Thank you very much. Saying, cheers, guys. Cracked open a Glenfiddich Grand Cru 23-year-old in honor of the panel. That sounds expensive.
Nice.
That sounds really
it is.
good.
It's quite expensive.
That sounds premium. Bubba Hotep, do enjoy. I thank you very much for being on the show with us and rocking with us. Greatly appreciated. And man, do enjoy sipping on some good scotch or whiskey or whatever it is.
Someday I'm gonna be like, cheers, guys! Cracked open a bottle of wild turkey in honor of the panel.
Yeah.
Jägermeister. Woohoo! It was a good week.
I'm doing Jello shots. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm doing Jello shots in honor of the panel.
Yeah, that's it.
Marco, can you
Yes.
and I see the question down here about
sure.
Northern Ireland. I mean, I sort of know there's some relationship. I guess I didn't get it. Other people may know, but maybe for those watching who aren't aware, like I know you're doing something. Is it correct with Nico, Pride and Pinion, and all that? But can you? Yeah. Is there a formal thing you're doing? Like, what is that relationship about? Are you moving to Ireland? Like, I don't know the deal. Can you?
Sure.
How did it
It's
happen?
complicated.
Yeah, so
Okay.
well, it's actually less complicated now.
No, you got some clarity. You've got.
Yeah, I got a lot of clarity. So to be fair, Nico had reached out to me, months ago at this point, and he said, "Listen, I would like to, have you on board, right? I'd like for you to be part of the Pride and Pinion team and join Pride and Pinion." And I thought it was interesting. So we did an interview and what have you, and kind of got left at that. He said I did very well, and he'd like to have me on board. And kind of the process was ongoing from there. I met him in London, and I wasn't there very long, so we didn't get a chance really to talk, or I guess really, to talk seriously, if you will, right, person to person, in person. So he ended up flying me out to Ireland 2 weeks ago. And I got to see, obviously, kind of the whole operation, got to meet everybody there. And
gray market dealer primarily, is that a fair?
Yeah, he's a gray market dealer.
But he's sort of like a Roman Sharp in his own way, or like a timepiece.
Yes,
like
very much so.
Yeah,
very much so.
Paul Thorpe. Okay, got it.
Yeah, very much so. So I will say this. I did receive an offer, so I am thinking it over. So yeah, that's
you don't
kind
have to play any secrets.
Yeah.
That, but
I don't know how much I'm allowed to share, or he wants me to share, just out of respect for him. You know what I mean?
So I mean, have you ever worked in sales? I mean, I know you're quite young. Have you worked in? Is that what you're? I mean, it's great that it's sort of like a real first step into the retail sell side of the world. Then wouldn't it be for you?
I mean. Yeah, I guess so, because it's I never worked traditional retail sales. If you're I never worked at an AD or anything, at least for watches, right?
Or even another gray market dealer or anything.
Yeah, I've never done any of that, to be fair. So yeah, it would be a first kind of experience doing that for sure. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're thinking it over, and when you'll let people know, and then that'll be that.
Yeah. So I mean, Todd, to be fair, right? I consider myself to be very passionate about watches. It's very much went from a hobby to a passion. And I figure I'm still very young. I have such a long life ahead of me.
Of course.
Why not try out a career in watches, be it with a gray market dealer, or be it maybe with an auction house or something like that.
I don't see the downside at all.
In
either case, the point is that you get to handle the velocity of watches that you handle in the metal on a daily, weekly, monthly basis at an auction house or at a gray market deal, it doesn't matter, will be so increased. Your learning curve will just, should, I hope it would.
You'll obliterate the learning curve.
Exponentially.
Yeah.
And, at this point you've gotten to see things, but you really haven't got to handle large amounts of these things, in the metal and compare like 9 of them in a short period of time, looking for small variations of, I think it'll be a great thing if you feel and I don't see, what do you have to lose? I mean, try it. Make a 6-month, if it works for you. I mean, make a 6-month or a 1-year commitment and.
Yeah, I would have to work. I would have to move to Ireland, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah,
super.
It was fun. I was there.
Time to do it. You're young. I mean,
that's the time to do it for sure. I mean, because then if you want to come back, you got a few years of Nico. You could go back to America. Then there's tons of gray market dealers who take your
right. And if not in the gray market, there's always auction houses are great place as well for watches. There's a
different dynamic. You have to really be prepared to be a company player. It means a suit and a tie. I mean, I worked at Sotheby's for 4.5 years, so I know of whereof I speak. And that's a different dynamic. You really have to. It's a suit and tie every day. That's extraordinarily long hours for very low pay, which is good because the benefit that you get is it's just, when I say work, I mean it's study information all the time, round the clock, never lets up. But there's going to be also, I think, working in an auction house, a lot less of that. You'll know what I mean by this. Whether I mean, I only know this by watching them on shows like this, but like of the bro mentality, like. like the backslapping, having fun, hanging out, fun dinners. Like houses aren't about that. They are transactionalities that are either publicly held or privately held, and they are beholden to either the shareholder or the owner of the company. And they're very, very serious places, but they're great places to learn a whole lot very quickly. So it's a trade-off.
I will say this as well. Like when I was out there, obviously he was showing me what it would be like working, right? So I was there almost a week.
Mm-hmm.
People have a misconception of what a gray market dealer is, right? They see the 30-minute or hour-long Timepiece Gentleman YouTube video on the private jets and what have you, right? Like that's not what it is at all. I mean, I was shocked, right? So impressed by the work ethic and like the level of detail, right? They go into like. For example, Nico released a 15-minute video on his London watch show, and there was.
I'm listening. I have to go get my tea, so I'm not leaving. Keep talking.
Yeah, sure, no worries. So it was a 15-minute roughly video that took 100 hours of editing and 3 days of filming to do, right? So you can imagine just how strenuous, and his editor, God bless Johnny, man, he's got the worst job and the best job in the world. Because like he is just he's on another level. It's insane, But it's pretty incredible the level of detail that they go into, and it's long days, 12, 14.
You gotta love the work.
14. Yeah, you gotta love it. Otherwise, forget it.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh geez, I gotta get better at this, guys. I am so behind.
We gotta keep you on track. We're sorry about that.
We got Jim Little. That watch haunts my dreams. The new limited 150 BC Overseas Everest dual time. Hey, I tend to agree. It's absolutely insane, absolutely gorgeous. I'm drinking my peasant Costco purchase Mac 15 right now. Hey, enjoy.
Mac 15.
We got Beyond Time with a $5 saying, nice seeing the man streaming again. Great panel. Have a fun show. Appreciate that, Brian. Guys, if you're not subscribed already to Beyond Time, I don't need to tell you. Be sure to check him out. He actually just did a live stream yesterday with SLC Watch Collector. Phenomenal collector, phenomenal collection. I got to jump on as well. Talk a little bit on that panel. So be sure to subscribe to him. We got Duco Ted with the $10 saying, I have nothing amazing to say or ask. Hope everyone has a great weekend.
Thanks
Duco
a lot,
Ted,
buddy.
Likewise. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family is doing well and you're enjoying the watches. Love the wrist shot of the Speedy today. And man, enjoy the weekend. We got the Watch Wizard with the $20. Appreciate that. Saying happy Halloween. Really appreciate that.
Happy.
Got to do the mash, the monster mash.
Right.
Exactly.
I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Stefano. That's my uncle right there. We call each other uncle and nephew.
No problem, Neff.
It's a funny dynamic. Neo says, "Dude, don't share the details online and publicly." Yeah, I'm not going to do that, guys. I wouldn't do that. Mr. Casio saying, welcome back. Marco, glad to have you on the show. Guys, I just want to remind everybody to hit that upvote button. We really would appreciate it if you could. Neo says, Marco, go to Europe, have an adventure. In a year, you can change your mind. Yeah, but if I do something, I never done anything in my life half-assed, right? If I'm going there, I'm going there to, work hard, work my butt off. And listen, there's a lot of things that I can't say that are happening behind the scenes right now that are pretty crazy. You know what I mean? It's pretty incredible. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. That's all I will say, Neo. That's all I will say.
I think, Marco, beside paying all that, which is more private, so nobody, should ask. I think everybody wants to know, what are you going to do? Sales, internet, streaming? Are you going to do a mixture of everything? You're going to be the right-hand man of Nico? So they know. I think that's what their main concern is.
Correct. Yes, it's exactly that. Yes.
Yeah, I think the value is getting to kind of go around the horn, so to speak, and experience a little bit of the sales side, the buy side. I mean, for the firm, kind of thing, not as a client. The behind the scenes tech side, seeing how inflow and outflow works. I mean, there's a lot of inventory control. There's a lot of really interesting business components to this that, as you say, aren't the sexiest components, to be sure, but are really, really valuable tools to have in your tool belt, so to speak. So when you go on to maybe whatever the next thing is, you have some experience in all those areas, and you're really like a multi-tool,
Right. Because lest we forget also, Pride and Opinion only started about 3 years ago, right? If I'm not mistaken, he said. So it's still very much to a certain extent a startup, right? If you will, it's a startup that is, exploded massively because of its YouTube presence and its online presence. And obviously Nico is a great character. A lot of people, vibe with and enjoy and what have you. But yeah, it's, it's still very much to a certain extent, he calls himself a small business, right? Because it is really what he is, right? He's still a very small business. So to learn to a certain degree, to learn and gain experience from that, I think is pretty invaluable. No question about it.
Yeah, totally.
Logan Hall asking, what is the Nick and Sam's equivalent of Northern Ireland? I forget what it's called, but we did go to a steakhouse. It's very good. It's pretty much the Nick and Sam's equivalent.
Nico and Sam's.
Nico and Sam's.
You got a super chat.
Nico and Paul Thorpe.
Yes, to Mo, you're chasing leads and stuff. It's not exclusively that. That's the thing, right? It wouldn't be a pure sales job. Like Nico, listen, I think, I don't mean to sound cocky or arrogant. I think at 22, right, I possess a somewhat unique skill set in that I think I know a lot about watches. I'm able to do the social media gig. I think that's what Nico's really looking for, as well as the sales, right? And listen, I have a business background. I'm doing a Bachelor of Commerce, right? So I think that could be of
there's
use.
some skills there. Some skills there for sure.
Jim, appreciate the kind words. Just going through this very quickly. We got Andreas Borghetti with the $20. Thank you so much. Good to see my man Marco. Glad to see the crew. I'm glad to
Hello, Andreas.
have you on
Nice
board,
to see
man.
you.
Really appreciate you joining us and appreciate the super chat. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the wrap up of the Ireland trip, if you will. Got to learn a lot, learn the ins and outs.
Any specs on when you would go, or is that
New Year? Yeah, in the New Year, because I'm still finishing university, right? I finished December.
Right, well, that's what I'm asking. You still have to finish this semester, and then you're done this semester. Right. That's it.
Yes, sir. That's it. I'm all finito, graduated and gone. I'm out of there.
I gotta tell you, when I graduated, I had a job out of school, and I was so relieved. Right? The condition was that I graduated, and so it was like, okay, got to pass these tests, got to get through it. It was so stressful, but it felt great.
Yeah, you know what it is more than anything is that you do something for so long, right? It's almost like you don't know. I kind of get that scene, the Shawshank Redemption, where it's that old man who's been in jail for so long. He's what am I? The world's changed, right? I've been in school since I was 5 years old. It's gonna be so weird not getting ready in the morning for school, and it's strange. It's very strange.
Goodbye summer. Yeah.
You'll get over that real fast.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, you'll get that first paycheck, and somebody's gonna be like, "Oh wait, I owe people
Thank God
a
I don't have
lot
to do
of
this.
money."
Right.
Student loans.
That's it.
I have no student loans. To be fair.
Thank God.
Yeah, I got nothing. I've been working since I was 15, and Quebec tuition is cheap,
nothing.
right? Yeah,
not
it's
so bad.
$2,000 a semester, right? So I've been pretty diligent and
I just paid 3,500 US for a diversity and inclusion from Cornell. So, and that's a certificate course. So
I paid 15,000 a semester, and that was I don't want to say how long ago, but it was decades ago, probably 2 decades.
Yeah.
oh,
I think I
I
paid.
know that feeling.
I think I paid
NYU wasn't cheap.
9,000 a semester at Illinois.
No break.
Man.
Yeah, this is where the Canadian taxation helps a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no,
We're
mine was
very lucky in
15,000 for the
Quebec.
year, so it was like 7,500 a semester.
yeah.
Yeah, it's about
But
two,
to be
3
fair,
grand a pop.
Ontario is very expensive though, right? Like UFT
Compared to you guys, hell yeah.
UFT is expensive. It's like what, 30 grand a year, or something
Yeah.
like that.
No,
I mean,
Yeah, it's-
students
no,
here at
no,
St.
it's-
Lawrence that I
Well,
teach,
depends for the professional programs,
Yes.
maybe, but no,
Yeah.
for regular undergrad stuff. I mean,
Interesting.
I know how
and
much
you don't want to be an international student because if they pay
Oh, yeah.
4,000, they
local.
pay 15,000.
Oh yeah, McGill is an arm and a leg.
So
It's
you're looking at
disgusting with
so
the
you're looking
price.
at between 3 and 4K a year.
semester.
Is it a semester or a year?
Semester.
Here.
Semester.
Okay, 6 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's probably about, to be safe, about 8K
Yeah.
Canadian for
All inclusive, though.
all
books
inclusive
and everything.
books and
Yeah.
everything for a year of school, which
That's
would
not
make
bad.
sense given the amount of money. Because I'm calculating in my head now because they have their kids' college funds. Yeah. Okay, they're good. They're good. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Mr. Cassioke has a good comment. Marco has the cheerleading scholarship too.
So super chat if you don't want to see that. Super chat, please.
Yeah, guys, I don't think anybody will
Wants
want
to
to see that. To be fair,
No.
Scott asking, "Will you dye your hair green?" By the way, I just want to say, Andres, thanks again, man. Really appreciate the super chat.
Very
kind.
generous. Very generous.
Scott, I will not dye my hair green. I went bald once. That's the last time I'm messing with my hair, other than regular haircuts.
What about shaving that beard?
Yeah, I got to.
It exists.
Oh God, neckbeard. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, Todd. What
it's
can
all
I say?
good.
It's been a rough couple of weeks, I have an excuse, So yeah, man. What else?
Did I hear you say you were selling a Rolex for a Moser?
Yeah, I was. Todd, are you proud of me?
I grabbed my heart there for a second
He
because I
became
didn't.
a man today.
So proud of him, seeing how far he's come.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I will show you the exact model. I was $500 off, right? Because you got to know your limits, right, Todd? Like I'm a university student, right? To a certain, listen, I have the Bruce Wayne, as they like to call it, but that's a crazy circumstance, right? The Rolex is still a lot of money for me, the Submariner. So I came within $500 of getting this,
Yeah.
but it just got sold, right? But me and Wiz are.
I'm sorry.
Wiz says he's working on something else.
Okay. Yeah, those Moser dials, gee, they're really beautiful, aren't they?
They're insane. It's like a 200+ step process, right? For each dial. I mean, the attention to detail is nuts. But the only thing is, I will say, is one gripe that people have with Moser is this is more their entry level model where there's a lot of machine finishing on this, which I'm like,
It's
okay,
fine.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, there's nothing the matter with that. I mean,
Yeah.
for the issue is for what the watch costs. I think you're getting a very good quality, machine for that.
Yeah.
Right. And Todd, to a certain extent, it's like I said earlier, I think you got to queue in and buy what you like, right? And I've always been fascinated by independence. It's the genre that appeals to me the most. Listen, I like the Submariner and the Speedmaster and the Daytona.
When I first heard you beginning, it was like Rolex, Rolex, Rolex. So that's why I'm like, what's
Nice. That's really good.
Right. We'll see. We'll see what happens, Hey, Wiz, keep working. Keep working. I'm looking forward to hearing this. We got Omar with the $2 saying, I am drunk watching Watch Talk. How was your Friday? Omar, I can't complain. I'm just relaxing. Just chilling out,
Omar does the best super chats.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He does.
I'll get wind of these. He'll share these in the group, right? Oh, it's just hilarious.
Yeah, his super chats, they hurt sometimes. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's like buying a luxury watch, right? It's got to hurt a little bit.
Right. It's the feelings that you hold your heart for a second. The heart. You know what it is? It's like when you go on a road trip and you go down a hill, right? And your heart sinks. It's like, yeah, that's kind of the feeling, right?
Yeah. Just, if you're that worried about it being machined, it sounds like you're not.
No, I don't care. It's like the one. So I was talking with somebody who's, to be fair, I mean, he's got some crazy. The problem is you got to do like for like, right? This isn't a watch that's 100,000+ that sinks to like that sinks to, or like that Breguet, right? That retails for 55 Canadian and that sinks to 25. Like that's an insane deal, right? But it's out of my price range still, right? We're talking double what the Moser costs. So,
but that's okay. I mean, I was just talking to somebody today who, I don't know, they saw something I posted on Instagram, so they responded, and we wound up. They wanted to call me to chat, and they're in their early mid-20s, so maybe a little younger than you, Marco. I'm going to guess. Okay. Because you're still in your 20s, right? Is that correct?
22.
Yeah, 20. Oh, no, then they're probably your age. And he was sort of asking me about watch collecting, and it very much, I think, goes to what you're saying. It's like it's wonderful to have dreams, and it's wonderful to have goals, and you can get there incrementally. You don't have to make a big leap all at once, and every step along the way is hopefully an educational experience that helps you focus as you go up the steps. So I mean like even when I first met you, it was a lot of Moser and a lot of Rolex, and like now you're like looking at this. I think it's super interesting to see in the short time I've known you a little bit. Yeah,
Todd, you gotta see. Here's the thing, right? It's baby steps. Like for example, we got an amazing question. Could we talk you into hammering? Like I can't go all at once and start saying, oh yeah, I would love a watch from Pascal Coyon. People would look at me and say like, who the heck is this, right? But I'm like, no, hold on. He's one of the best French independent watchmakers, and his level of finishing for the money is just absolutely insane, right? I'll bring up a watch for him, but people look at you with like 6 heads, right? That's the problem. But to answer your question, Casio, I would probably do a Kadoki 2. I like the Kadoki 2. I like also, so my favorite in this kind of genre is Torsi Lane, who's another Finnish watchmaker. Just by the way, I'll just throw it out there. Kerry is Finnish also. I think Finland is an amazing place for watches. Definitely a lot of great watchmakers coming out of there. I would probably go for something like this. I like this a lot.
Help me out. Something like this. I don't know the price, Marco.
It's about, so this is with 3 different guilloche finish, which is all rose-lake guilloche. So, with the kind of old-fashioned type. It's about 10,000 Swiss francs.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. So that's kind of sort of in the Moser range, right? I mean, approximately.
Correct. Oh. And it's an ETA-based movement, but the finishing, you get the range of finishing. You get the black polish. Yeah, you get the snailing on the barrel, frosted bridges, nice anglage. Yeah, it's really nice.
That's handsome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I would probably do that. And for those who don't know, Pascal Coyon, amazing. Oh man, I love these watches. But these are very old style, very traditional. These won't speak to many people, right? Like this is just a chronometer, and yeah, this is gorgeous. Look at this. We're talking again about 10,000 or so Swiss francs, 10,000 US.
I have to say, this watch looks like a lot of watch for 10,000 Swiss francs.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of watch.
Here. Yeah.
And these dials, right, are very reminiscent of like old pocket watches, right, with that red 12. I don't know. I love this kind of stuff. I get geeky over this kind of stuff. I got to stop, right? The viewership has declined 10 people. They just left.
Just started talking about this here.
Right, exactly.
Oh, that's great. That's good. It's your channel and you love it. Why not?
Oh, here we go. Mr. Casio saying Lane is amazing. I'm getting a watch with a Benzinger dial. Oh, I got to look this up. Hold on. Yes. These are gorgeous, to be fair. Where is it? Is this again? I'm assuming this is it, but yeah, these are gorgeous as well.
Wow.
Really nice stuff. Hey, Mr. Casio, keep me updated on this. I want to know what's the final product. We got Mike saying with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying you may find your taste change working at a dealer.
I would agree.
Yeah, for sure. Right, for sure. But I will say this: I'm more inclined to dress watches than I am sports. I pretty much always have been, even though I mostly own sports watches. Sports watches are just natural. I'm 22. I'm not going to own a dress watch now. Like, I rarely wear a suit, like a pure dress watch, if you will.
Right.
That's why Moser pretty much appeals to me. It's not a pure dress watch, right? It's something that's
it's a little versatile. Yeah,
correct.
You have
it's not as formal.
What is a pure dress watch? Like, what does that mean to all of you specifically? I'm just curious.
To me, I think it means like less, more formal. I would say is a pure dress watch.
But I think mean
leather, no bracelet.
Okay.
Precious metal.
Okay.
Very much like it has to be extremely thin, time only, typically, right? If we're talking pure dress watch, maybe you can throw in like a classic complication, like we're
The
talking
moon phase, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like a
so
right.
Patek 5227R.
That's very like that would be a pure dress watch. I mean, you know what I mean? It's time only with a date, very elegant, like very, very understated profile.
Pretty much consider a leather strap to be de rigueur for a
right. Like
you wouldn't put a medal on that.
I think a lot of times it's an alligator leather strap. Like
correct.
It does seem like leather strap is kind of loosely used because there
Oh
are
yeah, you're right.
Exotic
alligator
leather.
Yeah.
Alligator.
Like the moser, you can
crocodile.
put a nubuck strap if you want. You know what I mean? Dress that down, wear it with jeans or some khakis or something like that. Versus alligator leather. Pretty much.
Even like a chronograph, you could put like a, whatchamacallit? What's the it slipped my mind now. I just totally blanked out. Rally strap. A rally strap.
Oh yeah.
Strap, you know what I mean?
Watches 24 saying and me. Yeah, that'll be coming maybe next year. Yes, there we go. Mr. Casio got it correct. Those finger bridges on the Pascal Coyot. Yeah, that's very old, very traditional Swiss fine watchmaking. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. I love those finger style bridges. Omar with the $5 saying, Todd, the Zeitwerk is my super grail. Probably not realistic for me, but I would like your honest opinion on what you think of the watch.
Why number one, why not? Is it just like you don't think it's ever going to be affordable for you? I totally respect that, but I mean, I don't know Omar, so I don't know how old Omar is, but looking at all you youngsters here on the screen, including Mr. Wizard, I hope
I'm an old
God
timer.
bless you. Thank you.
I hope he's got plenty of time to achieve his dreams. Why not? I think that the build on Zeitwerk is a really, really good build. I think they're really solid watches. The ones I've handled in the metal, which granted are just a few of them. And I think that the aside from the movement, I think that the finish of the watch is really specific. It's the kind of thing like you either love that thing, or you don't. I think it's really cool. I think the build is just unimpeachable from a certain point of view. I think the aesthetic is a very personal thing, but I mean, from my point of view, gee whiz, if that's your thing, you should totally go for that because, it's a great. I think honestly that Lange is still a sleeper. I mean, I know they're popular. We've kind of talked about this. I mean, as a group before, and I think that Lange is still, even though it's not, it's not inexpensive by any means, but I think in broad terms, depending on, what model you're interested in, I still think they're a sleeper buy, and they have over the long term, real upward move, in terms of market terms as well. I mean, I think Lange is still to be discovered in a certain way.
Yeah, I think it's still undervalued too. I think you're right on that. There's still a lot of room for it to grow. Now, let me ask you guys a question. I'm curious. If you were to buy a Lange, is the Zeitwerk like? I guess we could go around the panel. Is the Zeitwerk like the one you would buy, or anyone have a specific model they're interested in?
I would say 1815 chrono.
For me, it's
Or
either
Datograph.
one or the Datograph.
Datograph.
Yeah, I like the
Datograph.
big date one. But to buy a Zeitwerk, you have to have 3 purchase history with a Lange AD, or buy gray market.
So you were talking also, Todd, about the build quality of this. To control the the numeral change, they actually have. You see that anchor system?
Yeah.
It's actually a remotoire, right?
Yes.
So to control, because there's so much power required to flick those numerals instantly, right? They actually mount what's called a remotoire d'égalité, which is, for those who don't know, is a constant force device. Basically, that allows you to have an equal amount of torque, right? So that the mechanism essentially won't break because there's so much power being released at
Same
once.
mechanism that Jorn uses in his Tourbillon Souverain, for example.
Right, and the Optimum, the Chronomate Optimum as well. So so it's a very ingenious way of controlling that amount of power. I think it's very it's insane. Just exactly that. It's ingenious. So it's amazing. Great watch.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I had like unlimited whatever, I would either, if it was unlimited, we talked about this the other week, I would want the original Lange one, the 101.026 in steel, because that's like I was buying a Lang watch, and I wasn't worried about like Grail stuff, right? I just wanted like, what do I think? The Datograph, just in general broad terms, would be my favorite like style or whatever of manga.
I want to pull up a picture, but I just want to answer this. Omar with the $5, another $5 super chat. Thank you very much. To say, what is the Datejust 41? It's neither a sports watch or a dress watch, yet it's the favorite watch in my humble collection.
I wear it with everything. I have my Datejust 41. I wear it with a suit. I've worn it casually. It was a daily driver for a couple of years. I've now have a few more watches I wear, but Datejust was a daily driver. I could wear it with everything. You know, and I purposely had a very neutral dial, like a polar white dial. It just worked with everything.
What kind of band did you have with that?
It's an Oyster. I have it right here.
Okay.
Just a sec.
Datejust Oyster, is really versatile.
It's very sporty, right?
It's
definitely,
Again, it's
a sports watch.
Like you can't fault that. That's just like it's like a fact. You know?
Where
it's a great
sky is
It's a great
blue.
daily watch, though. Like I mean, if you work in an office setting or some type of somewhat professional setting, like it seems to be like you don't mind beating it up a little bit. It could hold up to daily traveling, commuting back and forth to work. Like
I mean, I would take business trips with it. It's not awkwardly rich looking, so for certain office settings, it doesn't come off as inappropriate as well, like other watches. So
I do kind of see with that question where you could start to talk about Jubilee Fluted as being a little, it's almost like an occasion piece, but it's still not a dress piece.
I was very deliberate with this choice.
Yeah.
Smooth bezel, Oyster bracelet.
Yeah. I would say, though, the Jubilee and Fluted is definitely leans more dressy. You know what I mean? I think every other configuration leans more. Let me rephrase that. I think if you have a Jubilee bezel, it definitely leans more dressy, because it's a little more elegant, right? If you will, I think it leans more.
Yeah, the Jubilee
more
bracelet is definitely a little more dressy. I agree.
Yeah,
and the fluted bezel does definitely give it that like little bit of a blingy factor. So I mean, but do I wear that with a suit? No, but if I'm going out for dinner or drinks with a few buddies or on a date, that's a good watch for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like what the way Ari has it set up is definitely good business casual. It really depends. Like that's what I like about the Datejust actually is that you can buy it to configure to your lifestyle and how you're going to wear it. You know,
exactly.
Which most Rolex you can't really do that with.
There's a remarkable day date. Just a classic day date. I don't think it's presidential.
No. Presidential is the bracelet.
Right. Yeah, but maybe it's the presidential bracelet. It's very unusual coming up in Phillips' sale because it's the only one I've ever seen that
Mercedes has.
It's a rainbow bezel.
Oh,
but this is way before. This is way before the rainbow. This is before it ever existed, and it's one of the only day dates, maybe the only one that's ever been made that way, factory set. But this is done way before the current thing, and it's just fascinating because it goes much further back in time. It's a fascinating watch. So that was.
Are we talking this right here, Tom?
No.
Bezel or the dial?
No. There's no pave. This one is gold. It's way before that. It's one of the only ones. You'd have to go into the Phillips sale and dig it out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was just when we were talking about this. I found it super interesting.
Was it date regular or quartz?
I'm interested now.
I think it's regular Wizard. I think. Okay. By the way, do you guys ever do, as a group here, do you ever do a thing where you watch the sale live and comment on it and stuff?
No, we do not.
We did that one time. Don't you remember?
That was a lot of fun. Wouldn't it?
I don't know. We weren't live when we did it. We were all just hanging out backstage.
Right.
Remember that auction? We're like, I can't believe how much it's going for. Everything. We might have just been in the chat. Yeah, but you know what? Everything goes so high. Everything goes for such a high price.
Yeah, that's the fun, I mean, you can just, play the over/under game is what I always do. I get bored.
That man has several kidneys.
A lot of money laundering going on.
Yeah, I gotta be honest.
Don't forget the price it sells for. There's added fees.
Yeah.
There's auction fees and
there's 25% auction fees, right?
That's
up to 3 million. Up to 3 million, but then it drops to 12.
Well, that's a deal. That's a deal, Dan.
That's a steal.
So why even buy it 3? God.
Yeah, guys, upvote.
I remember the first one I watched. I'm like, oh, it was a 5205 in the auction. I was like, oh, maybe I could get a good deal on it. And it went for like so much higher than what they were even on Chrono 24. I was like, what is going on right now? Why is it going for more?
It says Jubilee on my Datejust Blue with fluted dial. Oh, interesting. He has the. So I think he has. Here, let me pull it up. So Datejust.
Interesting. I love the Datejust Blue. I always wanted a Datejust Blue.
Yeah, I love it. So I believe I will pull this up here and I will share an opinion that I shared a while ago.
So
I think this is a great watch. Yeah,
Well, that's the new
That's not the
dial.
41, right? That's the
the
41. doesn't
36,
have that.
right?
That's
It'll be
yeah.
36.
Yeah.
So if you get a smooth bezel Jubilee with a blue dial.
The
Well,
Biden.
that's Biden's watch.
Yep.
Yeah,
Joe
I was just
Biden.
going to say, Joe.
So if you get
Isn't that what
this,
he wore to
right?
his inauguration? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
So
son.
he
His son
stole
wore
this from me. You know, he's been watching the streams.
That's
are
right.
gonna be on. No, I'm just
Totally.
kidding.
Totally.
No, but I said this a while back. I think this watch can pass off as Rolex's Blue Dial sports watch because it's got the Jubilee bracelet, which is distinctly, in my opinion, Rolex.
Mhm.
Smooth type bezel, right? It looks almost integrated with the Jubilee bracelet. Blue Dial, stick indices, stick hour mark. I think this could pass off as like a Blue Dial sports.
I love that.
That
piece.
makes sense.
I just love that piece. It's my
That
favorite
makes
Rolex. I'm pretty sure.
The fluted bezel would make it a little more dressy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice. I would agree.
I don't. I still stick to my. If you're gonna get a Datejust, you got to get a fluted bezel because there's just you could get everything. You know, anything else you could get smooth bezel. Explorer 1, Milgauss. There's just so many smooth options. I don't know. I mean, you don't have to. Obviously, it's just how I
in my opinion, if you got smooth bezel, you should get oyster bracelet.
Yeah,
in
I
my
agree.
opinion.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that as well. We got Mossy with the $2 saying Marco is back. Just tuning in. Mossy, appreciate you joining. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Always appreciate the presence on the stream. Guys, be sure to hit that upvote button.
Yes.
Please don't forget.
How do you like that new Zeitwerk Lumen, the Honey Lumen?
Yeah, those are nice too.
That's an amazing watch, man.
Speaking of which, so there's a member of the community, as we like to call it. I want to show you this, Todd. You're going to appreciate this.
Which one?
He just recently bought a Longa. It's actually a recent acquisition. So it's a Pour le Mérite tourbillon.
Yep.
So this will have a tourbillon, and on the backside, it's a chain and fusee.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I didn't know this, but this watch was actually, the movement was actually done by Renault and Poppy. So I think the Gronfeld brothers were actually directly involved in making this movement.
Oh.
I was reading up on this. So here, let me pull this up.
Okay, I did not know that.
I don't know what the reference is. I actually forget what the reference is. But I was reading up. It was on Quill and Pad. Yeah, this is the one. Hold
There
on.
you go. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so they talk about it.
Yeah, look at the width of that tourbillon bridge.
There. So Wilhelm and Walter Longa took the specialist Giulio Poppy at Audemars Piguet Renault Poppy, since at the time the blossoming company Renault continues to manufacture the minuscule chain. Yeah, so they made the. I assume it must be the actual, what's it called? The chain and fusee. And as Jerry G mentioned, as seen from the hindsight, creativity. Yeah, so the personalities of a handful of defining personages. So these are all the people that worked on it: Bloomline, Walter Longa, Poppy, and even independent fraternal watchmaker Bart and Tim Gronfeld, who worked on this project while employed by Audemars Piguet, Renault, and Poppy. Isn't that insane?
Crazy.
That's pretty cool, man. I think that's so
Really
cool.
Expensive. Wow.
So if I'm not mistaken, he actually got this directly from somebody within Longa, like someone in the family, which is pretty. I mean, that's even crazier. But yeah, there's some crazy pieces out there, and that Zeitwerk honey is no joke. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You got Bruce G asking you a question.
Yes, let's get to this. Can buy an OP41 for 5K, excellent condition, but no box papers. Good deal.
I'd be very leery, especially if it's the Tiffany dial. Take it to a Rolex shop, an AD, because he has a watchmaster, and let him open the watch to verify it's not.
The first thing I'd ask is, who are you buying it from?
Yeah.
Right.
Are you buying it from a reputable dealer, or are you buying?
And why are you getting a brand new watch for less than list?
Yeah,
Just
I don't
not-
like the no box and papers in this day and age. Is
that's
kinda
why
crappy.
you go pay $200-300, have the watch looked at.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? If something sounds too good to be true, most times
It usually is.
Yeah. Because 5,000 is an excellent, like if everything
That's a
checks out,
spectacular
Bruce,
deal.
yeah, buy that.
So
You buy it.
like
You know, even if there was no box and papers and you can authenticate the watch,
Hey, take
I would say
it,
do
sell
it.
it, buy a
I
Moser
would
with
say
that
do
money,
it.
Bruce.
He says it's all Facebook, so I'd
I'd
probably really be careful.
careful.
I mean,
Yeah, be very careful.
an OP41 has got to be within the last year or so came out.
Yep.
How did they already not have box and papers?
Yep.
I think take the
How's it
Wizards'
only
advice,
$5,000, $2,000 below list?
Meet at an AD you trust and have them look at it, or meet in
Only a Rolex AD, not just a regular watch guy.
Right.
Yeah. Watch out. Ask another good question. Is the Milgauss a dress watch or sports watch? Come on.
It's a tool watch.
It's a tool watch. Sports watch, tool watch, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the sports line is a slang. No, they don't call it the sport. You know,
they call it professional
professional
series.
Professional, it's not sports. So
Yeah.
that's why people I think start to get a little mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely a sports watch in my opinion.
If it's a black dial, I can
watch.
see it being a little more dressy. But white and blue, no way. It's 100% sport or
It's kind of like
whatever,
asking if the Pelagos is a dress watch. It's like no,
it's not.
Right.
It's a diver's watch.
How do you guys feel about what Paul Thorpe said about the Milgauss? They stopped making them.
I think that'd be very good for you, JJ. I think that'd be amazing.
Look, honestly, I bought that Z Blue just because I thought the GV was pretty innovative, something they never did before. I've always been into science. That orange lightning bolt hand just kind of, I thought it was so interesting. It's not like I'm going to be selling it, even if it goes up. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they discontinue it and it goes up in value, hey, great. But it's really, it's not going to really change anything with me because it's still going to be in the collection. But
Turin says, I think all the day dates other than the platinum come in either fluted bezel or diamond set. Yes, correct. That is very true. Bruce follows up saying, thanks, I'll appreciate the reality check. Well, Bruce, I would still check it out. Like, you never know, right? What if it is an amazing deal and then you end up, losing? Listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's real. Like in today's day and age, right? 41 OP was released, last year? To not have box and papers on modern Rolex, pretty much everybody who buys modern Rolex knows keep the box and papers, like $1,000 plus difference, so that's kind of the main thing that makes me.
Also, it could be hot.
Flag.
It could be hot.
Oh, that's true. Also, right? It could be stolen. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. So just beware. Mr. Casio saying Todd said it perfectly. It's a tool watch. It's an engineer's watch. So speaking of engineer, one thing I've been kind of going around in some of the private groups is one watch that I really hope that's it's that guilty pleasure, like that watch you want to see.
I know exactly
redone,
what you're talking about.
Is the IWC Ingenieur.
Yeah.
My goodness, guys. I want to see the original, go back to the original design from Gerald Genta days. Like, this is a Genta design sports watch. It was released in, 77, I believe, 1977.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, this is, what is IWC doing? The modern one is so ugly compared to this. It's not even close.
But these are still totally gettable, are they not?
They're $55,000, Todd.
Are they really? Okay.
Yeah, there's one on Chrono for $55,000.
I've been schooled. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
They're unobtainium. Yeah, totally unobtainium.
I do give them credit though, because they could very easily redo this, put that dial on, make that a blue dial, and they would sell. Like crazy.
Yeah,
right.
but that's what I want to see this happen. JJ, this is one of the founding, right there with the AP Royal Oak, the Laureato, the Nautilus. There was also the Engineer came right after those. There was right in the mix, right? It's one of the
What's the Parmigiani one that looks like that too? The
Tonda.
Honda.
Yeah, but I forgot what there's what's the full
the Tonda GT Sport, right? I think.
IWC took all the character out of this. It's just
completely. They took away the screws on the bezel, the integrated bracelet. It's nothing here. So I'll get them.
Well, IWC updates in waves, and it sounds like the Aqua Timer and this are probably up next, if I had to guess, right? I mean,
I had no idea that was $55K now. Wow,
it's insane, right, Tom?
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's irrational.
Yeah. That's why you knew that the Octafinissimo was going to become more popular, just because it's him, right? It's Genta.
Look at this. how is this the Angenieur? Like, what is this? This is an abomination. I'm sorry to say, like, this is atrocious considering what the watch once was. But yeah, Engineer's watch, IWC Ingenieur. I'm praying, man, guys. I'm really praying.
It's got to happen. It's got to. They can't leave it like this. And then
IWC's been run very well the last few years. I think they're really knocking out the releases. I don't see a scenario where they don't.
Well, their CEO is an architect, so they kind of have this design forward thing going on too.
Well,
so
don't forget our prime minister was an IWC Portuguese regulator.
That's
Mr.
cool.
Trudeau wears the regulator.
It's a cool watch.
The watch is older than he is. No, I'm kidding.
He has. I'm sure he has a lot more from his dad and stuff. I mean, don't forget the family was millionaires before when the grandfather used to own La Ronde, the big amusement park.
You're talking about this, right, JJ? You can get this on bracelet as well. I really hate this. This is.
I like the.
Look, I'm not saying I like it at all. I mean.
Oh, what's his name? Ali likes this.
If I was gonna get something like this, I would get the.
Ali likes this.
I'd get the Laureato instead. You know, if I wanted to get
Perregaux.
Right, if I wanted to get like more value, I wouldn't get this. I think this is ugly.
This is okay.
I think the Laureato is really an underrated gem, like a very underrated gem.
Gerard Perregaux, it is underrated.
And I really think it's an underrated gem. I think so.
You know what ruins it for me? The big GP up at the top.
I'm not a fan either.
Oh yeah,
I think that kills the whole watch. That one little stupid thing just ruins everything.
Well, you could be like Dr. Dremel. You could take it off.
Skunk Works.
Yeah, Skunk Works. There you go.
I think
that's a beautiful watch.
That hobnail dial, I just love this.
I agree on the GP.
Now just look at it without the GP. Imagine like two sticks up there instead of GP.
Yeah.
No, there's so many things well too. The date window looks awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
It does.
I love
guys, this, by the way, this came right out literally a year after the Royal Oak, right? And before the Nautilus. So it's not copying any.
Yeah.
There's an argument it copies, quote unquote, the Nautilus, the Royal Oak, like in the bezel. Really. But yeah, not at all. I agree, not at all. I just want to get this. Mr. GMT with the $5 saying, did I hear that yous are talking about the old man Datejust that I absolutely love and adore and own? Mr. GMT, no one calls it an old man Datejust other than you now. Nobody calls it that.
Mr. GMT, I'm sorry, as a associate professor, I always tell the students, there's no such thing as yous. It's you, whether it's singular or plural. It's you.
It's y'all.
You people, you know? Or where you're from, y'all.
Y'all, all y'all.
That's one thing I see Canadians do all the time, or Australians, British, use. There's no use.
Mr. Cassidy,
Mark says 55. Oh, wait. It doesn't have anti-magnet. It has nothing to do with what the original watch is meant to be.
Yes.
It's just awful. Omar says 55K, and most people won't be able to tell the difference between that and a fossil. I mean, you can say that.
True.
Most watches,
but those that know will know.
Yeah. And you'll know, and that's all that matters.
Right. It's like that thing, like, why would I spend $10,000 on a Rolex? I could just get a fake one for a couple $100. Well, but you know what I mean? It's not the same.
Buy a fake one to put it down the range and shoot at 100 yards.
Right, exactly. Mr. Casio saying that GP copies the Victorinox. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, he's not wrong. Like it's
just get a PRX, right?
A little bit.
And we got the man himself, Mr. GMT, joining the show. How's it going?
Hey, boys.
Sexy
What's
boys
happening? Yeah, there's a bunch of sexy people on this panel, I'll tell you right now. What's happening?
Kind of dropped link. But guys, I'm going to wrap the show up. It's been a great show. I just wanted to get wet my beak, if you will, get my feet out from under me. It's the first stream in a while, so
great to see you on, Marco.
I appreciate you guys jumping on. You know, it's always fun to talk some watches and
perfect.
Wait, you mean a watch channel that talks watches? All right, Marco.
It's a little confusing.
Revolutionary concept, you know. I know it's a revolutionary concept. I don't know, man. Hey, man. Hey, it's all cool, man. It's all cool.
There we go. There we go.
Okay, guys, no, let's be good. Let's be good.
Yeah, it's been a good stream. Yeah. I appreciate you guys jumping on. It's awesome. Great show, everybody. Thanks a lot. Want to say hello and thank you again to my man, the Lone Star Watch Collector, Kurt. We got Ari, The Wiz, JJ, Todd Levin, and Mr. GMT joining us at the end. And guys, most importantly, you got to wear your watches. This is what it's all about.
That's it, boys.
Check out my channel.
Mine's in the